Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees win Game 1 of the Subway Series, and I call Michael K. again. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
That's your boy.
So
You said he was.
Goodbye, that's my boy.
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch store. That's that beautiful blue line underneath the video. But tonight, we had Game 1 of the Subway Series. But first, big news coming out of Yankee land. That's right. Max Fried is on the 15-day DL. He does not need Tommy John surgery. For the people in the back of the room, Max Fried does not need Tommy John surgery. Huge sigh of relief for Yankee fans and the Yankees organization. Apparently, it's just an elbow bruise, and he will be out for 15 days. In my professional opinion, I flunked out of med school a long time ago. I think he'll be out for 6 to 7 weeks. There might be a little bit more to the story. I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on, but I think the New York Yankees are lying to us a little bit, and they're being a little bit cautious. Now, the Yankees and Mets play, and it's almost a reunion of sorts. There's ex-Yankees all over the New York Mets, and Juan Soto and Clay Holmes were on stage tonight. And you know what? Watching Clay Holmes pitch, you know why it didn't work out as a closer for the Yankees? Because he's a starting pitcher, and he was efficient tonight. But I got to thinking watching Bednar at the end of the game in the ninth inning, and it reminded me of Clay Holmes on the Yankees. He's a contact pitcher, puts people on base, always gets one run scored against him, and he's not efficient. Bednar in a laugher game tonight comes in mop-up duty per se for a closer role, and he gives up a run and leaves guys on base. This is why the New York Yankees need to go out and get a new closer. But on the positive side, when you look at the box score for the Yankees tonight, there's only 3 pitchers used in this game. What a crazy concept. 3 human beings rather than adding a clown car of relievers with 6 guys in a nonsense game. Thank you, baseball gods, and thank you, Killer Cam Schlittler, who is absolutely dominant tonight. 6.5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 home run only to Juan Soto. He'll remember that for the rest of his career. 1 walk, 9 Ks, and went 106 pitches. The training wheels are off, folks. Cam Schlittler is now the ace of the New York Yankees until Max Fried is healed, and he was acting like it in Citi Field tonight. The greatest part about his start tonight was the efficiency, and he gave us 7 innings. The Yankees will be able to win games if they don't add more humans to the equation. Just like John Sterling would say, it's the search for who doesn't have it in the bullpen tonight. Also, have you ever seen a pitcher get hit with more? Jazz Chisholm, 3 hits. He got the RBI double and also stole third base. That's exactly what we need from Jazz Chisholm. And I think that's where all the frustration lies from Yankee fans, is the fact that we know what Jazz Chisholm is capable of. And you know what? He brings it upon himself by acting like a bonehead and acting like a buffoon and bubbles. But you know what? At the end of the day, if this guy produces, we are going to be a dangerous team, because if it's not Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, or Cody Bellinger, nobody's doing anything on this team. And now you can add him to the equation. The Yankees are a dangerous team. But it seems like every time Jazz Chisholm gets going this year, it stops with some stupid thing that he does, some lapse of judgment on the field, on the diamond. And tonight he does all this good, and then the ninth inning he gets picked off at first base. So I'm feeling good about him 3/4 of the way through the game, and he already puts a sour taste in my mouth at the end of the game. But hopefully Jazz Chisholm is warming up. Speaking of another guy that's warming up, Spencer Jones, 2 hits tonight, an RBI single. He's looking more comfortable in the batter's box. Also, he looks really good in the outfield. Big things from Spencer Jones. Also, another guy, Ben Rice. You know what Ben Rice does? And this is how good Ben Rice is. You don't even need to look at the box score. You don't need to look at his stats this year. You don't think twice about Juan Soto. That's how good of a left-handed hitter Ben Rice is, and he just does every night what you expect from him with a huge home run tonight. And Ben Rice and the New York Yankees were cooking because the Yankees have not beat the Mets in the Subway Series since 2018. Aaron Baboon Bubbles Buffoon, wow, gets owned by the New York Mets in his career. Let's see if we can break it. Let's see if we can snap this streak. But you know what? A guy who went 0 for 5 tonight, who they refused to take out of the leadoff spot, who has been on base for 0 of the 16 Aaron Judge home runs this year, is none other than my boy, Trent Grisham. Now, if you watch this show every night, I really appreciate it, but you know about the battle between me and Michael Kay on his show on the radio, and guess what?
Maybe Trent listens to the show when he drives to the ballpark, and Erik from Bayville actually motivated Trent. Who knows? You know, the problem with Trent, and I didn't even bring this up.
I brought the receipts with me, and he didn't like what he had to hear.
Said you've been quite boisterous on the broadcast about Jazz Chisholm's performance, and you remember, I know that you wake up remembering me in the morning, so I'll just remind you, Trent Grisham, 36th best defensive center fielder in Major League Baseball, 365 slugging, hitting 175, a 676 OPS, has been on base for 0 of Aaron Judge's home runs this year. So you called me crazy in the beginning of the season.
And has 26 runs.
Yeah, that's good. So is Trent Grisham a good player?
Yeah, he is a good player. Is he a great player? No, he's not. I said I would not have given him the $22 million qualifying offer. I've been very clear about that.
Like, you're omitting him on the broadcast.
Because
omitting is a lie.
He's gotten a lot of big hits. Erik, you're the one who's going out on a limb on Chisholm or on Grisham. I'm not.
What are you talking about?
Options,
you told me I didn't know baseball, and it was too early.
Options?
And now it's later.
But what are there?
So I was just asking if you want to revise your statement because you were screaming about me about the power numbers.
Erik, why would I revise my statement after 15 games?
You were telling me I didn't know baseball because where's the power numbers?
It's 15 games.
Maybe,
what are their options? I'm asking you a question.
They can get Gittrick on a smoke break from Ralph's because he's so great about hitting lefties.
Could you do what Gritchick does? So don't say he should be bagging groceries at Ralph's.
Can I go 0 for 13 in the Major League? Yes.
Erik, maybe they could what?
Maybe they should bring him back to the team, Mike, because you were so high on him.
Who?
Randall Gittrick. That's your boy.
First of all, It's Randall Gritchick, so goodbye. That's my boy.
So there you go. Hope you like that one. I went in and I blew up Mr. Potato's brain with the stats. Brought the receipts, Michael Kay. And Gittrick, your boy, during the smoke break at Ralph's. And I love how he acts like he doesn't know who I am. He acts like he didn't have a montage to start off his show with him. And can you believe the copium, the amount of copium that Michael Kay is drinking, still sticking up for Trent Grisham? I'm calling him like a mental patient because he still refuses to talk about Trent Grisham. He's ready to talk about Jazz Chisholm and how bad he is. Jazz Chisholm is making half the money Trent Grisham is making. And Michael Kay can't even acknowledge on the phone call, hey, maybe bring Trent Grisham down to the 5 spot because that seems where he does all his damage. The only recourse Michael had was the RBIs. Oh, and by the way, when the phone caller picked up, the guy that screens the phone calls. I go, yeah, hi, it's Erik from Bayville. He goes, what do you want to talk about? I go, you know what I want to talk about. He goes, please hold. So they knew who I was when I called up. And Michael K's perplexed look on his face, no, that's just how the size of his head is because it has its own orbit. So I had to get back at Michael K. And you know what? It's like George W. Bush on the destroyer, on the cruiser. Mission accomplished. Boom. But you know what? I'm not done with Michael K. I'm going to call him periodically and just wake up that old folks home, run in there, break up the Jell-O table while they're all eating their pudding, call up ESPN, and it was like I started a fire in the middle of the room and I left. Guys went on and droned on for an hour about me, apparently. And by the way, I get messages from people because I don't listen to Michael K. I call up, light a fire in the middle of the room, and then I leave. So Michael K rocked his shit. And you know what? The reason I'm doing this, and I will continue to do this, is until Michael K actually bends the knee and tells me Trent Grisham wasn't good. Because you got to remember, he was talking about Trent. Why are you saying Trent Grisham's not going to have the same year? I called him out on that. Then it was too early in the season for me to count Trent Grisham's stats. Then I brought up his spring training stats where he was 3 for 58, and spring training doesn't count. So Michael K has more excuses than a pregnant nun, and I will continue to call him up and bring it out to him every single time. And I know a bunch of you guys have been hitting me up in the comment section, telling me to call him up. My number was blocked for about a month. I would call him once a week just to see if the phone number worked, and it didn't work. Called him up the other day, boom, went on. Waited an hour to get on and finally called him up. And I love how Michael K knows who New York Minute is and knows from social media who the New York Minute nuts are. And that's you guys who watch this show every single night. And I want to thank you very much. So tomorrow night, the New York Yankees and the New York Mets face off in Citi Field at 7:15. The Yankees are going for their first series win since 2018 against the Mets. What they say about the Yankees, they only beat bad teams because they beat the Mets tonight. So remember, you can go over to Instagram. That's New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN. Anywhere in that smoke wagon you call the information superhighway, you can put in New York Minute Sports, and you'll get us, folks. And don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch line. All T-shirts made in the USA, just like yours truly. That's the beautiful blue link underneath the video. And if you're new to the show, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And I've got the Yankees post-game show here every single night after the game. And don't forget to join a member. Become a New York Nut, guys. The New York Minute Nuts. We're going to have some exclusive content for you on there. And you guys are going to love the way you look. I guarantee it. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada. Bye.